and welcome. This is Ruth, and today I've got the latest Create and Make die set from Tonic Studios, and this one is called the Cute Carton Gift Box die set. And here it is. So it's a tiny little die set. There are 19 dies in it, but that is reflected in the price. These are really, really well priced, and you may have to do a little extra die cutting, but that's a small price to pay for getting such value for money in the die set. Now, there are other Create and Makes before this one, so if you want to check back and see the way they work, feel free to do that. I've got a playlist with some of them in it. Also, if you want to subscribe and hit the notification bell, you'll see loads of new stuff as they all come up. So we're going to have a look at this one, 19 dies, and when you open it up, I actually don't think I've ever had one that's come in the packaging before. Normally I get these dies sent well in advance, and normally then I sort of just talk to you and talk you through this without having the actual packaging. But this time it's here, and I can see that we've got a cutting list here and then instructions on it, which is really, really handy, but I am going to show you now how to make this anyway. So having a look at the dies here, you can see that we've got this part, which you'll need to cut out twice, and that forms the top part of the little box. So that's what that will look like, and then you'll burnish that all back. Then you've got elements that make the side. So this one here will be the sides and the base. And then we've got this little panel here that gets attached on as well. So this is the hinge, and that's the part where you're going to have to cut out lots of those to add this together. But it can be done really quickly, and you can attach this die into your, or sort of add it into your die cutting whenever you're making lots of other bits and pieces at the same time, and you'll have them done in no time at all. So I have got quite a bit done already. I have used 240 GSM white card, and here we are. But don't forget, you can use these panels for all sorts of other things as well. And I am just going to show you how to make this up very, very basically and very quickly first of all. So you will need to have cut out 5 of these panels here, and then you'll cut out 8 of these. So these are the hinges, as I said. And first of all, on one of these panels, I'm just going to leave the good side facing down, and then you'll burnish all the score lines on these little hinge parts and glue 4 of these around the base of one of these. I've got a little bit of glue stuck there around the base of this part here. So I just want to have that all on the inside. So I'll just pop it right there, right out to the edge, and then make sure that that's really well lined up. Really well lined up. Whoopsie daisies. Anyway, right, so I'm going to add the rest of these around the outside of this. So that's where my 4 will come in. Let's see, and just make sure I have them all burnished over as well. Really well. You want to get a good crisp burnish in those. So we can just set that one aside now, and then you'll take each one of the other panels and add another one of these little hinges onto the side of it. So each one of these should have a little hinge part. So now I've got the 4 of the sides with the little glue tab on and this base, and we're going to attach all of these together. So actually this glue tab here at the side should sort of all be facing right round the way, because this one, when it gets folded up, will add to this one. This one then will go to the next one, and the next one the whole way around. So face the glue tabs this way, and and then this way, and then this way. And they'll all get attached to the adjacent sides there. Now I'm just going to add glue down these tabs and join them all up, and form the little box shape. Now you should have 4 of these top panels, and this is just a little guideline here, and you don't need to fold along this one. Just burnish back the little side tabs here. Those are little glue tabs, and this little perforated line, well, it's not actually perforated, it's not gone the whole way through, but it's a little debossed dotted line. It's just a little guide to show you where to glue this panel down onto. So if you put glue on there, then that goes right in there, like that. And then each of these tabs will get glued to the next one as it goes around. But I think I would just put them all in first and then do the glue tabs after that. That's how that should look then when you've got all those panels attached. And you'll notice that I haven't decorated any of this. Quite often I would decorate as I go along, but this is so easy to add those panels onto at the end. I've actually just left it to the end. So now I can move on to this bit, and this is the way all these pieces should be burnished. So fold this little top tab back like that, and then the glue tab in at the side, both of these over like this, and then 2 little valley folds on that piece as well. And then what you need to do here then is take this piece, which is right beside the piece with the tab on the top, fold it back and add glue onto it, and then just fold it over and attach it like that. So it's this piece here, and we're just going to add glue on there like that, and then tuck that in behind, and that will line up perfectly at the side, and then it will be straight right across the top, just like that. And do exactly the same thing on the other side. Now these get glued together, and that will be by the glue tab here. First of all, you'll attach that on there, and then this piece gets glued onto the top there, but we'll add these side panels on first of all, and then go from there. Just take it in little steps. Now it should look like this, and I suppose it's pretty obvious at this stage. All you have to do is fold this little tab back here, put glue in there just as we did on the other side, glue in there, and that gets attached on there. It's pretty basic, pretty straightforward and self-explanatory, but there you are, just like that. And then do the same thing on the other side. Just add the glue in here. Now just put glue right across the top little part of the lid. Hold those 2 little panels together like that, and that makes sure that everything else is all aligned once you've got those in the right place. And now I can go ahead and decorate it. So I have cut lots of little panels out here, and I'm just going to show you how I've made those. On the die set here, you'll see that we've got the square piece that's going to make the side pieces, and then we've got this one and this one, and I've cut the background one out in the plain pink. That's it, it's blossom pink, And then I've used this die and this together. Now, I don't think I usually really explain this very well. I just presume that most of you know. But this die then cuts out this shape. If you use this one and this one together, just set them face down like that, but tape them really well because you don't want them moving. If those move in your die cutting machine, you might damage them. So make sure when you press them face down onto your card, do attach them, line them up really well so there's an even spacing at each side of them, and tape them down really, really well. When you bring that out, that will give you this shape. And because they're both exactly the same size on the outside, one glues right on top of the other and you get this lovely panel. Now, I've also done the same thing with this die, pink, and this one and this one together in raspberry pink, and put it right on top. So I've got 4 of those as well. And then I've done the same with these ones here and here. So now I'm going to just attach the remaining couple of these together. I've got that, and then I've got that, and I've got all of these pieces, and I can glue them directly on top of that once I attach these. That's that. Oh, lovely. Really, really beautifully decorated now. And those stars are really gorgeous in that. That could be used for all sorts of things, for even in Christmas and Christmassy colours as well, with the stars on it, or wedding or some kind of celebration or something like that. And you could even paper piece some of those little stars back in again. I cut a little panel just slightly smaller than the base and popped it right inside there, just to give a bit of colour in there as well. And you probably noticed I had 4 of these cut. I only needed 2. And just remember, there's a right way and a wrong way. Well, you can actually put it whichever way up you like, but if you just make sure you have them both matching, that's good too. And then I've taken this little die, and I was going to cut it in some of the raspberry pink and pop it in, but I have this gorgeous paper that I've cut out for my next sample. And this is from let's show you the little pad here. It's from the Pastel Parade Easter collection from Tonic, and of course it doesn't necessarily have to be always just used for Easter. So I've cut out this little triangle die here twice, and I've got one in there and the other one's going in the other side, and that just finishes that off really nicely. Now I can make a little piece to go on the top of it. I can use these little pieces here for little tags and whatnot, and I'm just going to wait until I have my second sample made, and then I'll make the 2 tags together. But that just pops really, really nicely and neatly in there. And there you are. Now, these actually can just press in slightly like that, just to make sure that your lid goes on nicely and neatly over the top. And there you have it. I've been just going ahead and making a second sample, and this one's a little bit more straightforward because it doesn't have the cut panels on it. I've just put the plain panels with that beautiful paper that I put in there, because I kind of always like my samples to match up at the end, and this sort of starry thing and this starry thing going on, and this sort of similar colours I thought was really nice. But this one here, I'm just going to show you, the little die has, this die has a little perforated or a little dotty line on it right round the circle, and then you can put your little tag or your little label on there. So I'm going to cut that out and put that on in a second or two. But I was just thinking, as I was making this, first of all, I don't think I pointed out that these pieces, these little lines here, are just for pushing this in so that it does fit nice and neatly inside your little lid part there. So that's what they're for, and it does just squeeze in slightly to do that. The other thing is, if you're making the base of this and you put the hinges on, and you have the 4 hinges and you add the side panels on, but if you don't put the hinges on between the side panels and you just add the tops onto them. You could actually make an exploding box because you could have the lid on, and then when you take that lid off, these will all fall straight back down again because they won't be attached to each other down the sides there. Just a little thing. If you're going to do that with adding this piece on, of course, you'll have to cut that little glue tab off and not attach that either. So these pieces will only get attached across here. So I thought this was really, really nice. The other thing I should say too is that I'm sure you'll have gathered this and done it on the way through, but all of these little stars then on the way, as you cut these out, can be used for decorative purposes, or you could use them in little shaker cards and all sorts of things as well, but they're really, really handy for lots of bits and pieces. So now I'm just going to go back to my little die set and cut out some of these little panels here. That's my two little cartons finished, and you can see there that I added the For You on there. So I've cut the background out in raspberry pink with this die, and then I've used this one, and that cuts out the full white area, and I've just glued the one on top of the other and glued it on there, and I just had enough ribbon to go right round there, and that makes me feel really good because that was the end of that ribbon and it just fitted. Don't you just feel so smug when that happens? It's really nice, a good feeling. You're sort of glad you held on to it. Now for this one, I have used the same little die here, this little circle one, and then I put this little debossing die into the center of it here, and it says "You're a Star," and I've used that on some, it's pink chiffon satin card, mirror card, so you can see it there, "You're a Star," and I think that's gorgeous. But those debossing dies definitely work a lot better on mirror card or satin card or something like that that has a bit of a shine off it. And then I have put a bit of ribbon down in the back and just cut out another circle with the plain die, popped a little 3D foam pad on, and that is going just there. And there you are. So that's me all finished, and I hope you enjoy them. I'm sure you'll enjoy making yours. They're really, really easy. It's pretty straightforward, and you will probably make lots of those. They'll be great for craft fairs, but great for quick little presents for putting something really, really nice in there. And thanks for watching, but don't forget that my affiliate links for this will be down below in the description of the video. And if you buy through those, I'll get a little commission, but it doesn't cost you anything extra. Don't forget too, if you subscribe to my channel, which is also free, that really helps me. And if you hit the notification bell, give the video a big thumbs up, and even if you have time to leave a little comment and let me know what you think of the video or of these little boxes or how you would make your own, or just to say hi or where you're watching from, that really helps too. And I really, really appreciate that. But thanks very much for watching anyhow, and I hope to see you again very, very soon. Thank you. Bye bye.